Hello, my munchies. Today I am celebrating Transgender Day of Visibility by having some lovely keto cupcakes and some champagne. So, first, let's get started and pour because we're having a celebration today. Cheers! So, what is Transgender Day of Visibility? Or why is it even important? I would say that it's important because so many transgender people have lived in the shadows and for so long, and sometimes we don't know what we can be unless people come out and say who they are and say where they are and stand up in who they are. So I wanted to make this video, like I said, in honor of Transgender Day of Visibility. Oh, and the reason why all these little cupcakes are in these colors is because it's the color of the transgender pride flag, which is like the blue stripes, the pink stripes, and then the white stripe in the middle. And these cupcakes are keto cupcakes. I will put the link in the description to the delicious recipe that I used to make these. They have the cupcakes actually have champagne in them as well as the icing because that's how I roll. So anyway, yes, today I'm just going to take the chance to really be visible and also just, help you get to know who I am and let you know more about this wonderful day. Ooh, pardon me. And so first of all, I'm going to eat this delicious cupcake. The icing has cream cheese and butter, like I said, champagne. It has powdered. It has swerve. I think it's erythritol, but it's a powdered sugar that doesn't have any calories. So that's how I roll, honey. So if you do follow the recipe that I linked down in the description, she didn't call for any almond extract. But I love almond extract in cake because it kind of gives it that wedding cake flavor. So that's why I put it in everything. Like I said, oh my God, look at all this icing. It is so delicious. Please, please, please make that recipe. You will love it. Especially if you're doing keto. So anyway, let's talk about visibility. It's very important for people to be visible. I think especially in this time where I'm gonna take this off of him. That was holding up one of my cupcakes. In this time where we're not even supposed to say words like gay, or little kids are not supposed to say the words like gay or LGBT or whatever in some states, I think it's worth it to just be here and be visible and let people know that things will be okay, and to talk a little bit about who I am. So, if you watch some of my videos, you know I'm 42 years old. I am a transgender woman of color, and I love food. So, those are the three main things that you need to know. I'm not a big sugar person, which is why these cupcakes are keto cupcakes. Delicious keto cupcakes, by the way. Yeah, I've been through a lot in my life, but I know that it took me, seeing other people live their own truth and be out there to really know that I could do the same. So I started my transition in 2001 because I'm old, you all. So that's like half of my life. So I was 21 when I told my family what I was doing and make the decision. That was 21 years ago. So I've been through a lot since then. And I'm okay. You know, that's how life goes. We go through a lot of stuff. No matter who we are, you never know what people are going through. And I will say, thankfully, like when I was in college and trying to figure all this stuff out, I had a great therapist who was a part of the University of Kentucky Counseling and Testing Center. Her name is Dr. Mary Boland Reese. I should shout her out. But she hadn't, to my knowledge, I think she said she hadn't really had a transgender client who was transitioning and stuff like that before, at least that she knew of, you know. Sometimes people aren't openly, we have to sometimes say like openly this or openly that because you never know. You really never know who you're talking to, what their journey is, who they might know. So yeah. But anyway, she always, when she worked with me, would kind of, frame a lot of stuff that I was going through the lens of just self-discovery and self-empowerment. So I never, that's how I had to process it. I'll just put it that way. So it was a very empowering way to process it, and not maybe necessarily to think about how bad things could be. Oh, from doing that. So kudos again. Let me celebrate her because she really made a difference in my life. So yeah, I was in college and I had a great therapist, and I think, you know, that kind of stuff shapes your life. And I would say the next thing that kind of really helped me and shape my life was just that I have a loving family. That's what matters the most. So I do, when I'm not eating on camera, which I just started recently, work in, you know, like public health and all kind of things like that. And so I was at a conference and was talking to this lady, and she was like, my child is transgender, and I'm trying my best. I don't always understand everything, and sometimes I feel really down. I'm not doing enough. And I just told her, you know, the most important thing is just to like love your child, love your family member. You don't have to understand everything. I don't understand everything about everybody else, but the thing that I know is that like we are all people. We all breathe. We all like to eat. Well, some of us. Some of us like to eat more than others, which would be me. But we are all the same. And even though you might not understand why people do things and make the choices that they make, the love is the most important part. And so it wasn't completely easy for me and some of my family transitions. I mean, I was raised as a Jehovah's Witness. So my mom, at first, she really came at it from like a religious perspective. And she was really shocked and stuff like that. But she talked to my sister, and my sister was like, how could you be surprised? Like, don't you remember when she said when she was 7 years old that she was going to grow up and be a woman? So, and my mom, she didn't really remember that, you know. But I was glad that my sister remembered it because it kind of just, you know, helps you establish your own personal history when there are other people that remember things that happened the exact way that you remember them. So that was a good moment, and my sister's very supportive. My family is all very supportive right now. And I'm very thankful for that, and I think that's what makes a difference. I think that even when I was not exactly sure how things would go with my family because of how they were reacting, I still knew that they loved me, and they always said, I love you, you are my family, etc. But I'm just trying to understand this. And, you know, that's where I had to have patience. That's why I had to have patience because, you know, we all move at different speeds. We all like understand things differently, and doesn't mean I didn't have to fight battles with people in my family. I had to sometimes, you know, to get people to do the pronoun thing and the name thing and then the no dead naming. Dead naming is calling somebody by the name they were given at birth that they no longer choose anymore. So, choose to use or want people to use. So, whew. Oh, I might as well show you this. This is my favorite champagne on earth. Or, I guess technically it's not from France, so maybe it's not really champagne. But, it's my favorite bubbly wine. Well, I can be seen drinking it in many places. But anyway, so I forgot exactly what I was talking about. But but yeah, like I'm just glad that my family came around. As far as even with the pronouns and whatever. And like I said, some of that was a little bit of a battle, but ultimately I knew my family loved me, and when they made mistakes, they were like, I'm sorry, I'm trying. I'm trying to, you know, adjust to, like, you being this person, or etc., like, or it feels like. And I really did appreciate that my sister, we had a long talk one time, and she was like, I feel like, you know, my brother died, and now I have a sister, like, just something happened to my brother, and I just got a sister, and whatever. And, you know, you have to respect that. Like, for me, I had to respect that. That even if people didn't know how to find the words for it, that there was some kind of, like, grieving process that they have to go through, because they kind of, like, you have to think, like, whoever we are, it just exists in people's heads, you know? So they have to, like, change who we have kind of, that's that little file in their brain that was like what we are, and they knew what was in that little box. If they pulled the box out, or box of their filing cabinet, and they were like, these are the files that are in there. Well, I'm like, okay, so those files that you had, you know, set up for the future, just take those out. Like, I am still the same person and all that stuff like that. And, you know, that is how we all got through, with patience and love and etc. So I'm just so happy to have a loving family. I think it makes all the difference, you know. But, you know, and some of my friends don't have that, or they have it, but it's on certain terms, you know. They're like, you know, I don't want to get into all that, but because that's not my story to own. But I just, like I said, I know everybody's story is not the same. Even in a family where nobody is LGBT or anything like that, everybody's family dynamic is different. I'm just happy that I come from a strong family, and that they have been so accepting and affirming of who I am, and I can always feel comfortable to go home. My grandmother, she still does mess up with the pronouns sometimes, but she's in her 80s, and she kind of does that with everybody. I don't take that. I mean, like, she never can figure out the gender of my dog. Like, it's like, how is she doing? I'm like, well, he's doing fine. But I mean, do we really know what a dog's gender is anyway? I don't think a dog is going around saying, like, I'm a male dog, I'm a female. I think they're just like, I'm living, I'm existing, I like food, I like this person that gives me food, etc. So anyway, so the reason why I wanted to make this video is that it's partly for me, and it's partly for hoping that somebody will, let it just help somebody. Just one person, you know. I feel like it's a rough time for for transgender people in a lot of places. I'm lucky that I was able to leave a place that I didn't feel comfortable. I mean, some people are live in the South or in like where I'm from, Kentucky, and they feel comfortable being there, or they want to fight that fight, and be there. But that just wasn't for me. So I made my way to California, and I'm glad because just for me, I can just breathe easier as a human being. It's like, what is it, waiting to exhale? It was like, honestly, leaving kind of like the South. And also in some, even though I have a loving family, it still was like a big thing for me to leave. You know, because of things that just had nothing to do with my family, and or even just okay, just even as a person. Let's just say you decided I want to be a singer, and your family's like, girl, you have always been into sports or whatever. Like, how did you decide you wanted to become a singer or something like that? And you know, in your mind, you've already moved over into that space, and you're like taking steps and taking actions. Oh my gosh, you all. Okay, I don't want to get distracted. I'm like, oh, look at these. Anyway, yeah, but then your family, like if you think of it, it's not even being like a transgender person. It's just being someone who is just trying to take control of your life, trying to find joy, trying to feel comfortable in your body. And whatever that is, if your body wants to make sound, if your body wants to dance, move around, if your body wants to be a different size, like whatever, like if you go for that and your family's like, wait a minute, I'm holding this picture of you in my mind, then, you know, that's going to cause little problems, period. So as far as me, like, it's not even that, it's like I love my family and I love to go back to Kentucky to see my family and just, you know, in some ways, you know, this like makes sense to people because I'm out here in California, like, and even though I can breathe easier, date easier, although I am single, just had to put that out there. But even though I can like breathe easier and like move around the world and just also California is just like so beautiful. Sometimes you just want to be kind of at home in the South, or not even the South, that's where I'm from, but just at home with people where you don't have to explain yourself or translate yourself, or you have all these connections with whatever, or you can look at somebody and just laugh. I mean, etc., etc. It's great to like start a new life somewhere, but also it's good to like reconnect with who you are, with people who knew you before, so to speak. So anyway, yeah, I mean, I think my 7-year-old self, who I remember where we lived and everything. We lived in this townhouse. We had just moved there. I was in the whatever grade, I don't know, whatever grade you are when you're 7 or 8 years old. I mean, I can see the whole scene in my mind now that I just walked and I told my mom, like, well, I'm going to grow up and be a woman. And she was like, oh, honey, it does not work that way, you know. And she said, you know, God doesn't like that and stuff like that. But, you know, that's how people understood things. And I don't think we can always, like, go back in the past and judge people for things that were just baked into, like, culture and things that people, you know, did. Like, I'm not going to hold that against my mom because she thought that way then, because that's not who she is now. I mean, love my mom. She's the best. But I mean, right now it's like my mom is always, she's so affirming and accepting and trying to move me into like places in life where I'm like, well, I don't know if I'm quite ready for all that, you know. But anyway, but she's fantastic. But yeah, it just makes a difference if you have the love. And also if you have people that you can get inspiration from. So I don't know if they're just that inspiring or whatever, but I just feel like I'm here. I have this YouTube channel. I might not make a video really quickly to hopefully one person will see it and maybe think of a person they know who should see it and show it to them, you know, because 20 years ago, I didn't really have that. Like, there, I knew of people who were trans, and I knew someone who was a business owner and a hairdresser, owned a salon, and she was trans, and just really admired her. And I'm not going to say that person's name, just because, you know, whatever. But anyway, they know who they are. But even that was enough to say, like, okay, well, if I have to do this. Oh my goodness. Okay. I had to take a little break. I kind of, something went, I was talking and chewing and eating at the same time, and something went down the wrong pipe or whatever. But I have recovered. Anyway, so I'm gonna focus on the champagne vibrations of life. Look at this is perfect here. Just these three little cupcakes that I might eat later. Because to be honest, I already had Popeyes for lunch and I'm a little full. But, so, okay. So, I don't even remember where I was before. Excuse me. So, I don't even know where I was before my life flashed before my eyes when I was choking on cupcake crumbs. But, yeah, I just want to make this video because I feel like it's going to help me and hopefully it'll help somebody else. And the reason why I think it's going to help me is that as I've been making this channel and making these videos, like, even in my mind, even as comfortable as I've gotten with who I am and even how I'm very open about who I am, I've done interviews with groups. I've even gotten paid to do some of these things, like just tell my story at different places. And for some reason, then I'm making these videos and I'm feeling like, oh my God, people are going to like click off my video just because I'm transgender, or they don't like my voice. Sometimes it has a little bass in it or something, you know. But I think that it's important because I don't walk through my life that way, being self-conscious. So it's important, I think, to go ahead and just make this video. And because in some ways it's like therapeutic for me to just be like, you know what, I don't care if somebody looks at my video and like, what is going on with that girl? They can click off. If they're curious, this video will always be there for them to watch. And then I feel like the rest of my videos I can just relax and chill. So cheers anyway to Transgender Day of Visibility. As people always say, you cannot be what you cannot see. And I'm just here to say that you can be a scared, bullied, small child, preteen, who grows into an adult, who gets therapy, who has a loving family, and who truly finds themselves and just gets all that courage to just keep being who they are. And that ultimately is what I will say. That is my story. That I I've just learned in life that courage is like, okay, so Maya Angelou says this: courage is the most important virtue. Because without courage, you cannot do anything else. Like, if you have to tell the truth, but you don't have any courage, you can't really have integrity. Like, you have to be able to have the courage to do something that people maybe they don't agree with or something like that. So yeah, I think like the scared 7-year-old in me, the person who used to go to school and like the different boys in school say, "Don't look at me, you queer, like what's wrong with you?" or other words too. Like, are you a girl? Are you a boy? Like, I mean, this things that kids do. And in some ways that stays with me as a 42-year-old and manifests itself in like, I need to make these videos. And something in my mind is like, there's a switch that's always back there that's like, people are gonna be making fun of you on the other end of the screen just for who you are. It doesn't matter how well you can cook. It doesn't how well you can like, smack your food and do all this stuff. They're gonna be like, ugh, get this off of my TV. But actually that's okay. I don't care. The vibe finds the tribe, and hopefully through this, I can find my tribe of people who want to be courageous and live their truths and just love each other. That's my message. That's how I roll. Even sometimes when you have to say hard things to people. And so this video is very emotional for me. That's probably why I'm like really enjoying this champagne to kind of like lubricate the moment, just so that, again, I just hope, I'm not saying anything profound, I don't think here, like there's nothing like brand new that I'm saying, but I just do hope that it maybe helps somebody, because it's helping me just to be like, this is who I am. Like, I don't care what people think. Don't watch the video. Hopefully there's people out there who will watch my videos and this video. And cheers to that. Cheers to being visible. Cheers to like standing up and being counted wherever you are, whoever you want to be. There are people out there. That's a wonderful thing about this internet, is that all of us who are vibing on the same frequency can find each other through this wonderful thing called the internet. And I hope, yes, like I said, that this has helped somebody today. And yeah, just get out there and be who you are, whatever you are. And with that, I'm going to say goodbye. I'm going to say keep doing much better. If you would like a keto cupcake recipe, please look down in the description. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, all the above. And I'll see you next time. Bye.